Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This calendar with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 634. Comics originally releasing, April the 27th and April the 28th. And as you can probably tell, I'm sick again. It tends to happen every single year, and you guys should be probably used to hearing me like this. But before Drew and I get into what's coming up at your local comic shop this coming Tuesday and Wednesday, Drew, take it away before my voice dies.
Yeah, we have to welcome our newest patron, and that is Andrew Clark. Andrew Clark. So welcome to Patreon and our Slack channel and access to exclusive stuff. And you got entered in our slab contest where we're giving away tons of CGC 998s from another of our great patrons, Adam Pastory, who's added some cool stuff. And here's some of the stuff that he's signed up to possibly win. Wolverine number 50. Justice League International 34, Fantastic Four number 1, Batgirl number 50, Amazing Spider-Man number 17, Basketful of Heads number 1, House of X number 5, Wonder Woman number 761, Red Sonja Age of Chaos number 1, Powers of X number 2, or Batman 98. There's some cool stuff that's available still to choose from if you are selected as the winner. So we're excited about that contest. Our previous winner was Aaron Churchill, patron Aaron Churchill, and he picked, was it a Catwoman? Is that what we decided it was? It was a Catwoman? A cool Catwoman.
Yeah.
That was a 9.8. So that, he's already received that, and he was our spring winner, so we're excited about that. But you also get access to our Slack channel, like I said, and lots of exclusive stuff. And we've got some exclusive stuff that's been going up this week and in previous weeks, and it's pretty cool. And again, if you just tune in for the Saturday show, that'll always be free. So you don't feel like you're going to miss out. But if you do want to give back to us, we do appreciate it, and the best way to do that is go to patreon.com and look for Comics for Fun and Profit. And, of course, in our show notes, we have all that stuff there as well. We did get some feedback based on the craziness that occurred this week with Batman Fortnite. Dan
I've been talking about this for 2 months now.
Yeah. Dan says, the Batman Fortnite comic is a good example of why I hate comic book speculation. A book that could actually bring in new readers is going to be ruined because a bunch of hive-minded speculators are going to buy it for the sole purpose of flipping it. Dan. I see where you're coming from. And I understand that. But we also have a right to that book as well. Kyle, does this hit you in any way? Either way? Where do you come down on this
No, because
take?
we're already seeing that DC is already second printing all of them.
Yes.
And they're going to continue to do the codes in all of them. So, yeah, they're not going to miss a beat, and there's going to be plenty of opportunities to keep getting it. If you're interested in new readers and people that are quote-unquote new to comics typically don't know the difference between the first print, second print, and anything like that because it's the same words inside.
Gotcha.
So, the only losers that care about first print, second print, all that fun stuff is us. And the entire industry is based on us. The world revolves around us comic book collectors more than anybody.
Yes.
So they have to bend to our will, but then can continue to just pump out printings and neat things and do Fortnite collaborations to try to get new people. So it's really the best of both worlds. People might be a little disappointed when they walk in this week But if a comic shop has a brain in their head, they're going to have a way to say, I'm going to make sure you have it. Come on back in. We're going to get you that next print.
We're going to get it for you. We're going to get it for you.
Yep.
I do remember I had no qualms at all when Batwang happened, walking into my comic shop and pulling all 3 copies that they had and buying all 3 copies that they had, and not waiting for some new reader to stumble
But think of
in.
that little child who was going to run into Batwang.
They didn't get their first Batwang, so I stole that opportunity from them. I don't know. I mean, I guess this comic is an actual attempt to reach a different reader, a new reader, and so maybe I can see your point. But you can always have one per customer rules, right?
No, because I ordered more than one.
Well, yeah. Then that's not going to be a problem. Like if you pre-ordered 50, they're never going to see. They're just going to go right into your box.
But people are still going to say stupid speculator with his 50 covers, not even thinking that I pre-ordered 50 covers, which actually makes these kind of things worth it.
He's talking about the speculator that even comic book people hate, where they call them up and hold one for me, hold 3 for me, and they're calling like 15 other
Hold
comic
one
shops.
for me's fine.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, or or they walk in and pull everything they have, and off the rack, and I can see that that's a problem, but is it a big problem? I don't know. I don't know, Dan. I don't think it's as big a deal.
I'd say it's less of a problem than the shops that pull them and throw them straight to eBay. I have more of a problem with that than I do the speckers.
Oh sure. Well, they're speculating.
I think it's more likely that shops pull them and put them straight on the secondary market,
and then blame speculators.
Yeah,
and it's them doing the speculating. Yeah,
because I know our LCS just
yes.
straight up doesn't put things out,
yes.
but puts them straight on the secondary market.
Speaking of Adam Pastry earlier, he says, "Hey guys, I've been a CGC customer for about 5 years." This is in response to last week's podcast where we talked about CGC 101. A few points and tips on the CGC discussion of today's show. For me, I find grading to be a really fun part of the hobby. I like encapsulating books because it helps me learn to be a better grader. Obviously, it also makes it easier to sell high-value books.
Amen.
If it frustrates you that you can't read the encased comic, you can always buy a reader copy or just crack the slab. If you're planning to be serious about grading books, expect to invest at least $1,000 over the course of a year membership. This includes shipping, etc. The CGC process, wow, that's a big number. The CGC process has made me a better grader. I can go to a shop and spot 9/8 pretty easily now. Think of it as an investment in learning. Would you pay $1,000 for a class that teaches you a valuable skill? Well, no, I probably wouldn't. I don't use other grading services. It just makes it harder to sell stuff I want to get rid of. I do buy from sellers that I know grade well, like my comic shop, and avoid sellers that I know grade inconsistency, Metropolis. In short, knowing how to grade makes me a better comics buyer and saves me money. Elite level is only worth it if you're submitting 100 plus moderns per year, or if your focus is Golden Age and Silver Age. 1975 is the cutoff for the modern pricing tier. Older books are going to be at least $5 more to slab. He goes on to say, slabbing magazines is fun, but they take up a lot of space and are hard to ship. Grading works a little differently with mags, I guess because more surface area. Not really sure. It is easier to score a 9.9 or a 10 on a magazine. I highly recommend the pre-screen process, but you do need to submit 25 or more books at the same tier to enable the pre-screen option. You can't mix and match grade levels for the pre-screen. Also, it slows down your submission a bit, but it's no extra charge. I guess at the 25 or more level, it's no extra charge, is what he's saying. Wow. That's cool. You don't need to keep the membership running year after year. You can save money over the long run by letting your membership expire, then letting books build up over time, and then reacquiring your membership. They do offer a discount if you do auto-renew, though. You have to be comfortable waiting a long time for your books.
That's the biggest thing I've heard, is just forget your books exist.
I don't bother with Fast Track. If I think something is a short-term flip, it's better just to sell it right away, raw. If you're doing CCS pressing as well, it can take up to 6 months or more. I usually submit my books and forget about them. I don't even check the grades on the website when they're done. It's fun getting a big surprise box and slowly revealing the grades of each book. Not sure I recommend this. Maybe this shows I am a masochist. I don't do CGC to get rich. I do it for fun and because I know in the end I am about break even and I can keep my comics side hustle going.
Yeah.
I only have room for about 150 slabs before my wife throws me out of the house, so there is a built-in limit that prevents me from going out of control. If you're the kind of person that already has dozens of boxes in a storage locker, maybe you don't want to take your hoarding to the next level. Other vendors and pressers may do the CGC submission for you. I think my comic shop will do that. Might be worth it if you're just trying to move a bunch of books. And then he goes on to say, I have no inside information, but I suspect CGC is going to raise their prices soon. They haven't increased prices in years, so if you have a stack of comics sitting around waiting to grade, it might be a good time. And lo and behold...
Yeah, I was going to say, barely got that out when?
Half a day later, or a day later after that, it comes back that, yes, they are raising their pricing tiers on the 28th, I think, right?
Yeah, just a few days.
In just a few days, all the tiers are going up a couple of bucks, maybe $5. He did a screenshot of it. Let me see if I can pull that up. The new fee, the old fee was $20 for a modern, is now $22. The pre-$75 was $38 and it's now $33, so it went down. $1,000 level books went up to $75 from $65, and the $3,000 books went up from $100 to $120. So the price isn't that steep, really. I wonder, but I haven't checked the memberships to see if they've increased as well. They may have stayed the same. We'll have to check into that. So yeah, he said, hey, you might want to hurry up because I bet you they raise prices pretty soon. And boom, a day later they raise prices. So Adam must know somebody. He must know somebody in the mix, in the know, to get that. So that's good information, good extra information if you've been thinking about CGC. It's kind of got me itching to do some now, where I used to be kind of blasé about it. Now I want to get in under the wire and get my membership in so that I can do, I want to do 4 or 5 and see how that goes before I go crazy. And I don't think I can go with $1,000 worth of slabs every year. I don't know. That seems like a lot to me. But it would be fun.
Absolutely.
Now it's time for our Hot 10. And I'm going to take the lead on this because Kyle is a little bit under the weather. And we want him to save his voice to chime in with those pithy nuggets of his.
That's exactly right.
And so his voice doesn't crap out during one of these long list reads. So over our good friends at CBSI, compiling their Hot 10, and number 1 is Incredible Hulk 181. You may have heard of it.
Way to go out on a limb.
um, so this is the classic first appearance of Wolverine. It's now $11,000 for an 8.0, $10,000 for a 7.5, $7,200 for a 6.5. Kyle, did I ever tell you that I passed on a 181 back when I was in? I wasn't driving yet, so I was walking to a place called Dog-Eared Books in Logan, Ohio, and they had one on the wall, and it was $100. And I thought that was crazy money. And why would you want to? You'll never be able to make any money on that. Why would you do that? And just 30 years later, it's now $11,000. So I don't know if that was an 8.0, but I don't remember how good a condition it was. Called Dog-Eared Books for a reason. They were dog-eared. So, but yeah, I passed on that. That's number one. I'm sorry. Number two is Batman Fortnite 0.1. 0. Number one. This is going crazy. He says, goes DC Goo. Let me be the first to say that I didn't really know that Fortnite was really even still a thing. That's sad. It is still. You don't have a kid, obviously, because it is still a thing. Anyway, placing a code inside a comic is a great way to get all the soccer moms to take their kids to the comic store. All 3 covers are selling for $20 to $25, and I've seen them blowing up for even more than that.
Yeah, I showed my. Of course, we talked about this a long time ago that I ordered these with the idea that I'd spec on them, and then if not, my son is an avid Fortniter, and I brought him into my room yesterday, and I said, "Are you going to be upset if you don't end up with this Fortnite book?" He's like, "What do you mean? You mean the one you told me about?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "But it's getting expensive." He goes, "What? You can't part with $20?" And I showed him the. He's kind of a jerk. I showed him the eBay auction where it was $100. There was one that was like $127, and I showed him that. And he goes, "Oh, all right, just give it to me eventually." So he's now fine with second print.
He's okay with the second print. That's awesome.
He can wait.
And now we go to number 3. We have Marvel Comics Presents number 72. This is he says, seriously, $1,000 for 9.8. This was $150 just a little over a month ago, and just because of an origin story. This book has fear of missing out written all over it, and trust me, you won't be missing out by not paying four figures for this book. At rank 4, we have Convergence. Wow, Convergence, Superman number 2. This was the first John Kent.
John Kent. This is the one that I went back and was able to find when it was talked about being the Jonathan Kent when Super Sons hit. I ran back and I circled back and found this book because guess what? This is the only reason to care about Convergence.
This was the only one. Oh my goodness! Thank you for sharing that with our.
I'm dripping.
Audience.
Sorry, I had to use 2 hands, so I couldn't cover mic.
Sweet baby John Kent is pulling in $40 to $50. Thanks, Van Demby, for the heads up. Don't forget to read his Vantage Point article.
Yeah, and he's already 30 in the new Tom Taylor book.
Yeah, he seems old now, all aged up. Rank 5, we have Iron Fist, the Living Weapon number 1. Pay is pronounced pay. PEI is pronounced pay. In case you were wondering. In any case, this $5 book is now selling for $40. I guess someone is thinking this character is going to be something big shortly. At rank 6, we have Secret Warriors number 2. Went from $5 to $30. I'm curious why people are buying this. eBay listings say first Madam Hydra, but someone please educate the rest of us. First Madam Hydra? Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not sure on that one.
At rank 7, we have Wolverine Origins number 10. This A cover is now selling around $100. The Sudan is about half of that. It is safe to say that people are jumping on board with Dakin, or they are just really hoping that a big flip will come shortly. At rank 8, we have War of the Realms, New Agents of Atlas #1. Almost doubling the price from last week. Raw copies are selling in the $70 range, and 9/8 have moved up from around $250 to $325. It's definitely not the worst play out there, but I would suspect this will need to be a very long hold. Number 9, we have Special Marvel Edition number 15, 9.0, sold for $2,400, twice from a month ago. 7.5 sold for $1,200, which was twice what it was a month ago. And 6.0 went for $900. The trailer looked good. I'm actually pretty excited to see it. I've missed some good old Kung Fu fun. So this must be the first Shang-Chi?
Yeah, I believe so.
Captain America from 2014, number 25, the Adam Hughes 1 in 50 variant. This 9/8 are now selling for $750. This is surprisingly not the easiest book to find. I hope no one was surprised by how Falcon and the Winter Soldier turned out. Hope not either. The honorable mention is Kyle's pick from last week, Unicorn, number 1.
Yeah.
There was a VHS 1 in 10 variant that I missed. I didn't notice that.
Well, I'm not allowed to pick 1 in 10, so I had to pick the regular. But yeah, this was made to look like the Disney bubble cases.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
I gotcha. It's a gorgeous cover, but don't be fooled. This one clearly didn't surprise anyone on the order forms. These are for sale all over the place, selling for $25 to $30. And Shock Illustrated, number 3, from I don't know when. It's a 25-cent cover, adult crime stories, and we have a woman in distress on a bed with her bosom about to fall out. And we have, it's a 7.0 that sold for $3,600.
And she's smoking a cigarette, I think.
Is that a cigarette she's got? Interesting. Very nice. Now let's slide on over and check and see what our good friends at Deep Discount have discovered for FOC this week. So first is Wonder Girl, the DC Team variant. Wonder Girl number 1. This is the Raphael Grandpa Spot Foil cardstock variant.
Yeah, and the teams variants are the ones that you have to order so many to unlock the tier. So you have to just commit a bunch to end up unlocking them.
I think it's like 250 copies.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Like yeah, so the good friends at Cowabunga have done that for us in Deep Discount. And so you have the ability to buy this for $10. Catwoman 31 they've selected, the Jenny Frison cardstock variant, as well as Legends of the Dark Knight, the Derek Robertson cover. That's a number 1. Geiger number 1 going to a 3rd printing.
Dang.
Geiger was good. It was good. Just finished that one last night. I liked it a lot. Fantastic Four Life Story number 1 as another selection of theirs. They're doing the life story treatment. That'll be cool. And we're getting from Titan, we're getting a Minky Woodcock, Girl Who Electrified Tesla number 2, which has a cover very similar to the one that sold over on the Hot 10 for $7,000 or whatever. So, and they've also selected some toys this week, 3 different toys actually. We have a Spider-Man Legends 6-inch. What is that?
That is a
Snake Eyes?
Snake Eyes from G.I. Joe.
Snake Eyes. And then we have Iron Man Legends hologram Iron Man and a Transformers Wingfinger? I don't know who that is.
Yeah, it's from Transformers Generations.
Gotcha. So that's what the good folks at Deep Discount have selected. So we're going to take a look at FOC and see if there's anything that sticks out to us. And as I'm looking through the DC stuff first.
Yeah. We see the Fortnite 0 point number 2, they're already putting a second printing on number 2, even though 2 hasn't come out. So they're getting ahead of it.
So we already, number 1 already had the second print happen, and we missed that one.
I don't know if they hit that one ahead of time or not. But with this one, they made the decision before it even comes out to get a second print rocking.
But shouldn't number 1 have a second print rocking if nobody can get them?
Yeah, maybe not FOC. I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah, maybe it's... Yeah, I don't know. Wonder Girl number 1 is on FOC and has some really beautiful covers, including a 1 in 50 Joelle Jones black and white cardstock. It's pretty cool. But they're all pretty nice.
Yeah.
We've got that Black Friday's for a different company. There's some Scout comics in here too, mixed in with the DC on the thing that I'm looking at. Sorry. Catwoman 31's really nice. Flash 770's very nice. Well, what do you think about that Joker second printing, the Francesco Mattina, the one that's affordable, not the 1 in 25. Yeah.
Mattina does some good stuff. That's a cool looking cover.
It's pretty nice. Yeah, there's a lot of cool Legends of the Dark Knight covers as well. Yeah. So did we make a decision on the Nightwing 80 cover? Do you think are they getting better?
No, they're not. They're horrible.
You don't. They're still not. Still not.
I mean, this is okay because they've gone stylistic and there's something neat about it. But like with so many other things, you're like, look at this Mattina B cover. They're just putting an awesome artist who understands the dude to put an awesome one. I'm not getting that with Nightwing, and I'm not buying the B covers because of that, because they're not up to my standard. I think this is one of the dumbest B covers I've ever seen.
The one where he's dancing on this clothesline?
Yeah.
I didn't think that was bad.
I think it's dumb.
But I'm not an expert.
Correct.
Like you.
Also not an expert, but I'm the guy buying them, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I gotcha. So from IDW, we have TMNT's Best of Splinter.
Hey,
that's kind of cool.
Okay. So we had all of our other ones.
Yeah, that's kind of neat.
He gets his own book. Oh, man, bright pink in color on that one.
Is Far Cry Rite of Passage, is that a video game time?
Yeah, Far Cry is. Where do you see that at?
That was in Dark Horse. I had skipped right over it.
Gotcha. Oh, yeah.
So that's a sequel to the video game.
Oh,
right?
it's a bunch of different stuff from your favorite villains from Far Cry 3, 4, and 5. So, like, they have some really cool villains in these Far Cry games, like Pagan Man and some really dope stuff. So that's kind of neat.
Yeah, okay, makes sense. And then we have Rangers of the Divide, their first issue by Megan Wang.
Looks a little all-agey there.
All-agey and fantasy, which is my bag, usually. That Geiger third print is kind of tempting, but
absolutely. And we just got the glow-in-the-dark hit.
Yeah, that's right. Radiant Black is third printing, like I said. Gonna be a hit.
Yeah.
Superheroes and Image.
I mean, that's what you've always said. And it's just
that's what I've always said,
yeah.
Yep. We're getting the Scumbag 8, Stillwater 7, Stray Dogs 4, Ultra Mega 3, Walking Dead Deluxe 15. There we go. Oh my goodness, 5 covers. You killing me.
Oh, I didn't look at the 19 should be out in the previews catalog.
Not this one. Maybe the new one when it comes out.
Oh yeah, the new one didn't hit yet.
No, or we would have been doing previews at the beginning of the show.
No, remember we were gonna regardless not do that because I can't friggin' speak.
Yeah, that's true. So yeah, five Walking Dead 15 covers. Did you end up reading the Spider-Man life story?
No. What is the... Okay, so Walking Dead 15, what is the cover E? Young AAPI variant. What was the AAPI?
I don't know.
Because I don't even remember that one being solicited.
Yeah, there's no cover image. Same price as the others.
American Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Gotta be a Glenn cover, right?
Yeah. Or if Cynthia Young is of American, I don't know.
Yeah, okay.
All right, yeah, it's cool. And I think that is Glenn. Yeah, and we also have those AAPI covers. Firepower 11, Walking Dead 14, Birthright 49, Stillwater 7, Ultra Mega 3, Walking Dead Deluxe 15, Excellence 11, Manifest Destiny 43.
Are they going to be connecting?
No, they're just going to be celebrating AAPI.
Gotcha. Oh, they're reprinting Jessica Jones' Alias Omnibus with 2 different covers, a direct market cover and a regular cover. That's cool. And good timing. The trailer comes out, and we have Shang-Chi #1 launching. That's really good timing.
Yeah.
Silk #1 going to second print. Thought it already did. Maybe that's
so
more
that's
different covers. Maybe that are.
No, it's the same ones.
We've got Star Wars High Republic #1 on its 5th print. #2 on its 4th print, and #3 on its 3rd print.
That's a cool looking 5th print though, with just the lightsabers lit up. That's pretty cool.
Are we going to look back and say, because of the rarity and scarcity of the 5th prints in a couple of years, and think that these were the ones to get?
Somebody's going to sell a collection of all the prints and get a giant amount of money.
Yeah. I'm looking at the what is it? The Star Wars Bounty Hunters. #12.
Mm-hmm. Before we start our Bounty Hunter war. Or our War of the Bounty Hunters. Yeah, this is the prelude.
Covers aren't great.
Berserker #2 having a second print by Dan Mora.
Okay. That's good. That's good news.
Yeah.
#1 was a surprise.
Seems like people are in for the whole thing.
Yeah.
Did you see where Amelia Clark's doing herself a comic book too?
No.
She's doing it through Image.
Like the Game of Thrones lady?
Yep.
Oh, cool. And she's gonna be in. She's somebody in one of the upcoming.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember who. I've forgotten. It's too far away. So now that Falcon and Winter Soldier is over, how long until Loki?
2 months.
Loki, like,
June.
is it June? I thought it was May. It's not May.
Maybe it is.
And then then Black Widow's like in theaters or yeah, it's probably in theaters, right?
Yeah, I think it's in theaters.
And it's June.
Yeah. Mortal Kombat released on HBO Max this evening or tonight.
Oh yeah, that's right. I gotta watch that. I don't know that I played it that much though. I don't know if I know all the characters like you do.
Oh yeah,
You played a lot of Mortal Kombat, didn't you?
I did.
Were you button masher or did you have like some?
Oh no, I knew I had my little sheet of paper with all the fatalities and everything on it. And, I knew it all.
You knew. What platform was this that you were playing it on?
Well, back in the day, so we had the Sega Genesis and we had the Super Nintendo, which both had Mortal Kombat OG. But if you played it on the Genesis, it was blood, and if you played it on the Super Nintendo, it was sweat that came off of them when they each got hit.
Ah,
So I'm old enough to remember where the difference was the amount of blood in it.
gotcha. Was it a big deal not to be able to see the blood?
Correct.
It was.
It
back
was
then.
thought that the Genesis had the quote-unquote better version because of the blood.
Because of the blood.
Yeah. Even though the Super Nintendo had the 6 buttons to be able to do the light, medium, and heavy attacks.
Oh, the Genesis did not.
Yeah.
Gotcha. And then from Scout Comics, we have Stake #1 going to a second print, By the Horns #1 going to a second print, and Black Friday #1 going to a second print. So good for Scout.
Yeah. Someone was talking about Scout doing like printing on demand, but it's nice to see that they're actually doing second printings and they're not just reprinting firsts and flipping them in there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's weird. I hadn't heard that.
I just saw some people because we were talking about Unicorn, and someone's like, "Well, they'll just keep printing ones whenever people need them," and then someone was like, "No, I don't think they're going to do that. They're going to stick with subsequent printings." And it looks like they are on their stuff.
I mean, you could at your peril do that, right?
Yeah.
Because if that becomes the thing, then yeah, I don't know. I think collectors will revolt.
Yeah.
And not be happy about.
We've let the ENIACs of the world get away with things that we said would never get away with, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. And well, I said I wasn't going to buy any, and I was going to sit them out, and I've ordered some. So
No scruples.
yeah, Amelia Clark is making her comic debut with a 3-issue miniseries at Image called Mother of Madness.
Yeah.
With Marguerite Bennett co-writing.
There you go.
So that's cool. We've got our good friends over at unless you had anything else.
Nope, we're done with FOC.
Our good friends over at Cover Price have collected the top 20 best-selling books on eBay, and we'll talk about them right now. We've got at number 10, Geiger #1. Jeff Johns' apocalyptic new series continues to retain its heat, has sold 53 more copies, and had a high sale of $22 for a raw. Tankers #1, we were just talking about Bad Idea Comics.
Yeah.
So after ENIAC, their Tankers is doing very well. This sold $56 for a raw copy. I don't think I pulled the trigger on Tankers. I ordered my ENIACs, but not Tankers.
Not Tankers. Yeah.
So that's the story of my life right there. Rank 8, the Joker #2. The Santa Prisca Virgin 1 in 50 features the first appearance of Vengeance, the daughter of Bane. with a secret cover appearance on this 1 in 50 variant. Scorching hot in aftermarket sales. And it sold 75 copies and had a high sale of $343 for a raw copy. Rank 7, we have Lando number 2. This issue features the first appearance of the bounty hunter Chaneth Cha, who will be appearing in the War of the Bounty Hunters comic series. It sold 63 copies and had a high sale of $20 for a raw
63
copy.
people sought this out. That's cool. That's good to hear.
Yeah, it is. We have Berserker number 1, the third print foil. This third print began pre-selling like crazy. Has a high sale of $300 for a CGC 9.8 pre-sale. Captain America number 25 is at rank 5. It seems there is no end in sight to the Falcon and Winter Soldier bump that so many comic books have enjoyed of late. I don't know about that. I mean, I don't see a lot of WandaVision comics selling right now.
Yeah.
And Captain America 25 is no exception, with the famous question, who is the new Captain America, posed inside the silhouette on the cover. We see the passing of the shield from Steve Rogers to Sam Wilson, who also proclaims Avengers Assemble for the first time inside these pages. It sold 58 copies and had a high sale of $600 for a CGC 9.8. Jesus.
Yeah.
The Joker number 2, despite the secret variant taking most of the heat, the standard cover for the first appearance of Bane's daughter sold well and had a high sale of $25 for a raw copy. 80 copies of this moved. From number 3 is Starlight number 1 from Image in 2014. Got a ton of these. Deadline reported that Joe Cornish to write and direct Mark Millar's Starlight for 20th Century Studios. This news helped the standard cover sell 38 copies and had a high sale of $40 for a raw.
That's awesome.
Number 2 is Strange Tales 159 from Marvel in 1967. As seen in last week's episode 5 of Falcon and the Winter Soldier, spoilers, Kyle.
Yeah.
Actress Julie Louis-Dreyfus appeared as Contessa Valentina Allegro de Fontaine. Val's first appearance is in this issue of Strange Tales, which went nuts this week. Sold 62 copies, had a 7-day trend of over 400%, and a high sale of almost $2,000 for a CGC 9.6, which was selling for $565 just 2 weeks ago in the same grade. And we don't know what they're going to do with her.
Yeah.
So that's crazy speculation. And at number 1 is Jenny Zero, number 1 from Dark Horse. This is a surprise at the number 1 spot. And the issue is trending because of a recall over an error and a misprint within the issue where page 12 was printed with a page from issue number 2. Collectors love recalled and error comics and raced online to get a copy. Selling 95 copies and had a high sale of $43 for a raw. But because there was so many copies, sales have now settled to about $12.
You'll have that.
Yeah. At rank 11, we have Wolverine number 1 from 1988. We've been telling you to buy this for years now, when it was $200 for a 9.8, which was just in December of 2020. They sold 38 more copies of this, and this has a high sale of $680 for a CGC 9.8. Joker number 2, the Lee Bermejo cover, sold 31 copies and had a high sale of $19 for a raw copy. At rank 13, we have ENIAC number 2. Prices have dropped for this second issue. However, it's still a consistent seller. 48 copies sold and had a high sale of $18.98 for a raw copy. That's the same exact price as the Joker number 2. One of those is wrong. At rank 14, we have Immortal Hulk number 45. This issue features a new demonic red-green Joe Fixit Hulk. It sold 43 copies and a high sale of $19.93 for a raw copy. Sam Wilson, Captain America number 5, comes in at rank 15. This is from 2016. Joaquin Torres was given Sam Wilson's damaged Falcon wings. This leads us into one likely confirmed speculation of Joaquin potentially taking on the Falcon moniker as he did in this issue. Sold 12 copies and had a high sale of $70 for a raw. At rank 16, we have Berserker number 1, the second print foil. Sold 46 copies and a high sale of $90 for a raw. At rank 17, we have Truth Red, White, and Black number 1. This is the first Isaiah Bradley. And this had a high sale of $599 for a CGC 98. At rank 18, we have yet another Joker number 2. This is the Riccardo Federici 1 in 25 sketch variant. Sold 36 copies at $60 for a raw copy. At rank 19, we have The Rise number 1, a heavy metal book. And this is a zombie book. And it was written by George Romero's son, George C. Romero. I believe we talked about it. I don't know if either one of us selected this as our pick, but we were close to selecting this one. Sold 37 copies and had a high sale of $28 for a raw copy. And at number 20 is Ultimate Fallout. Miles' first appearance. Continues to sell. Sold another 31 copies.
Jeez.
And the CGC 98 is now going for $3,500. Continues to go up. Crazy. Now it's time to find out what the future things on these lists will be. So let's look at what's coming out in your comic book shops this Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll start with DC and see what's tickling our fancy.
A lot of really cool stuff. Like Batman Black and White number 5, Jenny Frizen's B cover is really nice looking there.
Yeah. I got a Lee Bermejo detective cover
that's
B.
a really good looking cover.
We shout out Lee Bermejo all the time. His stuff is great.
I like Nightwing 78 second print.
The Derek Chu Harley Quinn number 2 is great. Oh, we're getting Robin number 1. That's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Look, I'm looking forward to that. What's the first Damien? Remind me what the first Damien is.
What do you mean?
Where's what is Damien's first appearance?
I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
Back there.
It wasn't in Batman and Robin, was it?
No, because you get him as a baby. You get his birth.
We're getting the second issue of Teen Titans Academy. I enjoyed the first issue a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be fun. Yeah, DC's cranking out some cool stuff.
Yeah. I think about both these covers on Robin's number 1. I really like the Robin number 1 covers.
Oh, yeah, they're great. Now let's slide over to Previews World and take a look at what they have coming out. We'll start with Image. We're getting our 6th issue of Crossover. I've had a lot of fun with this one. It's getting a ton of cover. Deadly Class is back for issue 45 and the beginning of a new story arc, so hopefully no more delays.
Second print's of Geiger number 1 and a 25 copy incentive second print of Geiger number 1.
I get the Helm Grey Castle finally making it out. This is that Latinx fantasy book. Outcast is back with its final issue. So the series finale with issue 48. In Kirkman style, this will be able to get what is that? 8 trades, 4 hardcovers, 1 compendium out of this Outcast. And, I never did get to see that show on. Was it Cinemax? Was it a Cinemax show?
Cinemax or Showtime, one of the two.
No, I had Showtime. It must have been Cinemax. I never got to watch that. I don't know how good it turned out.
Shadecraft 1 going to a second print as well.
That was a good book. I enjoyed that a lot. So I'm looking forward to issue 2.
Summoner's War Legacy I was into. That's our boy Justin Jordan writing that. And it's through Skybound.
Oh, yeah. Good combo, right?
Yeah, those are both things I like. And did we talk about Home Grayskull? Oh, yeah, you said the Latinx thing.
Yeah. I touched on it.
Yeah. The bonuses includes a Latinx one-shot RPG, which is 5e compatible.
What is it?
Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, 5e.
Oh, neat.
Yeah. Nothing for me in Dark Horse either.
Yeah. Or IDW, really.
Yeah.
Then in Marvel, I'm glad to see Alien going to a second print.
So Miles Morales 25, the Bagley Skyline variant. These things are obnoxiously popular to get every signature you can on. So they all end up selling out pretty quickly by a bunch of people that want to get their stuff all signed.
Which one is it?
Miles Morales, Spider-Man 25, Bagley Skyline variant. Those always sell through because those are what people want to get as many the big signature series stuff done on.
What is that, like everybody who's worked on it?
Correct.
Forever?
You're asking me questions I obviously don't know the answer to.
Yeah, it's got to be forever.
Yeah. I mean, Miles doesn't have a long history.
Yeah, why didn't we do something? Why didn't we FOC this?
Yeah.
Did we miss it?
Probably.
Yeah, that's a good call. Spider-Man Curse of the Man thing. Did we not just get like Avengers Curse of the Man thing? Didn't that just happen a few weeks ago?
Uh-huh.
Who's asking for that?
Nobody.
More Man Thing crossover.
Nobody's asking for more Man Thing.
There's the Marvels #1. That's long-awaited sequel, right? From Kurt Busiek and Alec Ross.
Mm-hmm.
Years and years in the making. That's all I had in Marvel.
Yep, moving on down.
Nothing in Dynamite for me.
Once in Future on number 18 for Boom. Marks the end of the current story arc, and weren't they going to take a brief hiatus back in August.
Then there's your chance to get Berserker #2, which is already going into a second print. I'm going to read that one and make my decision there because I was lukewarm on the first issue. A lot of people really liked it, though. In the back half, we have 20 Fists, #1. It's a 3-issue miniseries from Source Point Press by Frankie White and Kat Bauman. This is a comic about fist fights and bad romance. I like that.
Cold Dead War #2 here, the George C. Romero book from Heavy Metal that we talked about. One going great on the secondary market. It is a 4-issue series. This is #2 here. Coming out
and this is the one, oh yeah, because the first issue was, yeah, I know. Okay, I remember now.
Yep. Erratic #5.
We have Galactic Rodents of Mayhem #1 from Scout Comics.
Yeah.
Written by Gilbert Deltres and Sebastian Navaz. It's a love letter to the Saturday morning cartoons of the 80s and the 90s, which was my wheelhouse, baby. So that looks pretty darn good.
There you go.
Kind of like a Guardians of the Galaxy type of riff, though. Looks like to me.
From Valiant, we have Shadow Man #1, 2020. Which means we also have the Shadow Man variant from Cowabunga. The exclusive Cowabunga will be out this week then.
That's right.
They have a really nice Tim Seeley variant that you can buy a 3-pack. They have the, what is it? Sketch, Virgin, and Standard, something like that. Or trade dress.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Also from Scout is Snatched #1 from Sheldon Allen and Mauricio Campatella. And I don't know what a favelas is, but from the favelas of Central America all the way to the scalp of your favorite A-list actress or IG crush, Snatch is a hardcore voyage into the bloody, treacherous, violent, unfiltered, uncompromising, and always unforgiving world of human hair trafficking.
Dum dum dum.
Hair trafficking. Who
each
knew?
their own.
Yes.
That's all I got, sir.
Nothing else doing anything for you?
Nope.
Well, this is the point in the podcast where you usually ask me what my pick is, but I'm going to ask you, Kyle, what's your pick?
I'm going to go with our good friend Miles Morales with this Spider-Man 25, the Skyline Bagley variant. Those are pretty sought out by collectors and people wanting to get things signed, and with all of the Miles heat, can't beat it.
25, I like that. The DC stuff, very intriguing, but they kind of cancel each other out. There's too many of them for me to choose from. So I'm going to go off book and go to 20 Fists,
Ooh.
#1. This is a Source Point Press book by Frankie White and Kat Bauman. Source Point Press, 20 Fists, #1. Kyle, are you able to close? Do you have anything left in the tank?
Sure. We want to thank you guys for sticking along with us. Thank you for tagging along with Drew and myself as we went through the comics originally releasing next week. We thank you so much. So for Drew and for myself, see ya.